due to what is going on in the world in the moment and what seems to be going on. It can be easy for someone to feel down and deflated and to feel as though all hope is gone. And when it comes to how someone sees the world, this can largely be the result of what they have consumed from the mainstream media and what they have seen on social media, and also what their friends and family have said to them. And although it can seem as though what their friends and family are saying proves that what they've heard on the news or social media is the truth, it could just be that these people have received most of their information from the same source. So just because these people say something similar, it doesn't mean that what they're saying is the truth. But with that aside, it can be normal for someone to have a very bleak view of the future. And although it can be very easy to get caught up in what appears to be going on out there, one way of looking at what is taking place in the world, or what appears to be taking place in the world in the moment, would be to say that humanity is being shown what it needs to resolve within themselves. And this is because even though it can seem as though what is going on out there is separate from humanity, in that humanity are just observers of the external world. Of course, they can play a part when it comes to what they eat, how they live their life, and things like that. But in general, it can seem as though the dramas, the catastrophes out there are separate from them. And the reason for this is because each person on this earth will have an ego mind. And this ego mind will see everything and everyone as separate. And this is so that they can have their own experience on this earth. But this sense of being separate is an illusion. So if what is going on out there is not separate from what is going on within each person's consciousness, then what is going on out there is a mirror of the internal world. And so, to use an example of how this can take place in someone's individual life, someone could find that they continually come into contact with people that are angry. And what this can show us that they themselves are out of touch with their own anger. They have disconnected from it. Perhaps they see it as something that is bad or wrong, and that if they were to get angry, they would be rejected, abandoned, or harmed. So they disconnect from it. But through having this understanding in mind, they will be able to see, right, if I keep coming into contact with people like this, there's a pattern here. Perhaps I need to go within and to integrate this part of myself. And in the same way, through being shown externally what is going on internally, humanity can begin to work through what appears to be going on externally. But if this didn't appear externally, then it wouldn't be possible, just like on an individual level, for humanity to know what they need to resolve. So instead of seeing all these problems and these dramas and feeling deflated, it can be a case of, okay, this is not the ideal, but now we have the chance to resolve what is going on internally, so our external world can change. So this can be seen as an opportunity to cleanse the consciousness at an individual level and collectively, because what is held at an individual level feeds into the collective consciousness. So not only is someone creating their own life with what is going on consciously and unconsciously, they're also feeding into the collective consciousness, and this will then lead to situations, circumstances and events on a global scale that will affect thousands and millions and even billions of people. And so while it might be a bit idealistic to say that humanity is going to come together and everyone's going to heal their wounds, what can be done is at an individual level of the individual, someone can work through their own wounds, their own trauma, and through cleaning their own consciousness, not only will their life change, but they will have an impact on the planet as a whole. They will no longer be feeding into the dramas out there. They'd be creating a new reality for themselves and for the planet. So perhaps if someone wants to change the world, the best thing that they can do is to heal their own wounds and to cleanse their own consciousness.